What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, sports journalist here at Ballard Sports and Media. Hope everyone's doing great. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We're back to doing the what ifs for 2026. ACC edition up next. I think I've only done the SEC so far. I want to do one for each of the Power Four conferences. If you guys have any for any of the conferences, even if we've already done the video, we've already done the SEC. If you got some for that, put it in the comments section. If you got some for this one, put it in the comment section. If we haven't done the conference, after this one, it'll be the Big 10 and the Big 12. Not sure which one yet. If you have questions regarding those two, I might even feature them in the next video, so stay tuned. But we got a couple different ones here today. I came up with 4 today, and we'll try to break it down. But these are like basically hypotheticals for 2026 regarding the ACC. We're going to do the ACC today. And I'm thinking because of 2 that I have asking, like 2 questions I have that I want to ask. I probably won't share screen. My computer's acting up a little bit, but so bear with me. But I do want to look at 2 teams in particular about their schedule. But let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing I want to ask, the first what if for the ACC in 2026. What if, drum roll, Clemson misses out on the ACC title and potentially the college football playoff? Now, I got this right here. Clemson did not make it last year. They did make it as a 12 seed the year before in 2024. Before that, they had missed 3 straight years. I'm looking at this from the college football website and everything, the playoff website. So, and they had made a semifinal in 2020. They were the runner-up to LSU in 2019. Basically, it's been a minute for Clemson, right? This is a team that had so much potential that each year gets hyped up, even by me, that I think they can finally get over the hump. I don't want to do that this year. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I need to see it now. Dabo Swinney is still a really good head coach. Top 5, top 10. He recruits great. Doesn't always use the portal like he should. NIL doesn't really play much of a factor at Clemson, at least from what I've seen. They are always stacked on defense. The issue I have seen is offensive line, quarterback play. They did lose some guys such as Cade Klubnik to the draft. But anyways, all that to say that they are not the team they once were before. They are not Deshaun Watson. They are not Trevor Lawrence. They are not a team that you could place money on and confidently say Dabo Swinney and Clemson will be on top of college football by season's end, if you get what I'm saying. So the what if is, what if Clemson this year misses out on the ACC title and potentially the college football playoff? You know, you had Miami last year in 2025, and they made it to the national title game against Indiana. We'll talk about them in this video too. But you have the ACC. I'm not even saying, like, if you had to ask Clemson to do something and just tell them to do something, what would you expect? Do you want them to go win another national title? Because that's what Dabo has built up to be the standard at Clemson, at least from a media and national fan perspective? Or is it to just get back to the playoff and at least win a playoff game? What do you expect from them? And what happens if they don't do that this year? I doubt Dabo's ever getting fired. I think it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of like missing bowl games to going below 500. something multiple years in a row uh, to get him out of Clemson. Hell, that might not even be enough to get him out of Clemson, you know? But we'll see. Um, so that's my first what if. What if Clemson misses out on the ACC title, potentially the college football playoff? I think if they miss the ACC title and still make the playoff, they're safe. They're in a good position, right? And depending on who they play in that first round game, uh, you would hope that it's enough that they will go win a playoff game, which they haven't really done since what, 2020? So there you go. There you go. So that's my first what if here for the ACC. Number two on the list, we go to a coach who's new to the conference, but not new to college football. And this is where I mentioned I want to look at two schedules today. Not like complete schedules, but whatever. James Franklin. What if he wins big games at Virginia Tech? Matt Campbell now taking his place at Penn State from Iowa State. What would Penn State's reaction be? Now, admittedly so, the Big Ten is much tougher to win in than the ACC. Arguably the best conference in college football today, the Big Ten. They just won three straight natties. Consistency, getting multiple teams in the 12-team playoff, even I think at the 14 playoff. I think that year Michigan won, Ohio State was in it too. Um, so they seem to be the best conference today. That's a hard pill to swallow, Alabama fan here. But, at the same time, you got to call it what it is. And it's a really deep and really big conference. James Franklin, I thought, did pretty good at Penn State. I think a lot of people could agree. He did a pretty good job. The problem was he could not consistently get to the next level. I feel like out of luck and things going his way, he was able to make that conference title game in 2023 or 2024. I'm sorry. Outside of that, he only made one other in his first season in 2016. And even that wasn't because he just won a bunch of conference games, but a lot of stuff fell his way. That's the last time Penn State even beat Ohio State. They haven't beat Michigan, the two big teams, right? Two big teams in the conference, at least prior to Oregon, Washington, and all those teams joining for the pack. Those were the two big teams. So he hasn't even beat Michigan since 2018. Hasn't beat Ohio State since 2016. So, in regards, I know this is an ACC edition. Well, he's now at Virginia Tech. So let's say he wins big games at Virginia Tech. I'm not even talking he has a good record. I'm saying, like, what if he pulls something off? Looking at their schedule, too, they play VMI, Old Dominion. They go to Maryland. We'll see. At Boston College, Pitt, at Cal, Georgia Tech, at Clemson. Those two games circle right there. At SMU, Stanford, at Miami on a Friday night, and then come back home, play Virginia on rivalry weekend, November 28th. What if he's able to pull some upsets here? It really points back to Penn State, doesn't it? What's their reaction going to be? Well, we like Matt Campbell and he's doing good for us. Yeah. But, and I get he's taking a step. I get that James Franklin going to the ACC now is taking a step back, a step down in terms of competition. I get it. But I had brought this up at one point. I said if they fire James Franklin, I don't remember what year this was, but there was a couple years ago. I said, is he getting on the hot seat? And do you risk losing him? And can you find a coach that's going to do you better? We'll have to wait and see. Again, these are hypothetical questions. These are what if scenarios. But what would y'all say in the comments section for the ACC And then again, I know it's ACC, but his former team in Penn State, what would their reaction be? Let's say if Virginia Tech somehow, I doubt it, but somehow wins some big games this year and has a better record than Penn State at any point in the season, especially at the end. What do you say to that, James Franklin? What do you say to that, Matt Campbell in Penn State? What would happen? I, if I was a Penn State fan, I'd be pretty pissed. Just being honest. Just being honest. So that's my next what if in the ACC. Um, what's next here? Well, I got two more. Um, and we got to look at schedules here. I won't like put them up on the screen, but let's talk up the Miami Ducks or Hurricanes. They are ducks. Their mascot is a duck. Deal with it. What if Miami finally wins the conference? Just made a historic season, historically great run with Coach Cristobal. Really, really good. What if they bounce back though and take it a step further? Remember, they did not win the ACC last year. Um, they they failed to do so. And we made fun of them. We said they'll get in the playoffs, but still, you ain't won the ACC, and you've been in it since 2004. They haven't won a conference since they were, what was it, the Big East in 2001. The last time they even won a national title, the year I was born, all that stuff. What if they finally win the conference this year? Again, these are hypotheticals. I'm not saying any of this is going to happen. What would the reaction be for Miami? I bet they'd be over the moon excited. If they win the ACC this year, forget about winning a national title this year. Just winning the conference and getting in the playoff like that, I think is a huge success. Question is, are they set up to do it? They open at Stanford on a Friday night. Florida A&M at home, at Wake. Two of those are conference games. You know, you might have a chance there to go 3-0. Central Michigan at Clemson, going to be tough. You can make fun of Clemson all you want to. It's going to be a tough challenge. Off week, Florida State, Pitt, at North Carolina, at Notre Dame. Back-to-back weeks with nothing in between, by the way. That's a challenge. Duke, Virginia Tech, and Boston College at home. Overall, I feel like the schedule sets up nicely for them to get to the ACC title. Now, we'll see if it's Clemson, Florida State, whoever it is in 2026 that Miami will face, if they make it. Again, there's teams out there like Louisville that could shake it up. You know? Just saying. Virginia, are they still on it? We'll see. But let's say Miami gets there. What if they finally win the ACC title? What would it mean for the fans? What would it mean for Coach Cristobal? What would it mean? Got to hear from you guys on all of these in the comments. One more and we'll get out of here. FSU. What if they win 7+ games? Is Mike Norvell in a safe spot if that happens? They don't have to win. Look, you're not asking this team to win the national title. They went 2-10. They beat Alabama in probably the upset of the year, and then they go 5-7. Now you look at their schedule. Is there 7 wins at minimum on this schedule, do you think? Let's go through it, shall we? New Mexico State, SMU. Could drop the SMU game. I doubt they lose to New Mexico State, but we'll see. We got to see what they look like. At Alabama, I doubt they're going to get us a second time, but crazy things happen. Central Arkansas. Well, let's say this. Let's say if they were to go best case scenario in those first 4, they lose to Alabama, and that's it. They're 3-1. Virginia at home. Virginia is probably going to be a dangerous team and probably a better team. I might give them a loss there. I don't know. At Louisville, at Miami. Clemson, NC State, Florida, Pitt, Boston College in between all that. I feel like it's doable, but I doubt that it's going to happen. But again, playing the what if game, what if it happens? What do you say if you're Florida State and you're sitting there um, with 7+ wins on your record? Is that good? Is that still too low? It's a bounce back from 5-7. You kind of, if you go 7-5, you switch your record around. But again, with all these what ifs, Clemson missing the ACC in the playoffs, James Franklin winning big at Virginia Tech, Miami finally winning the conference, and then this last one, Florida State, could they win 7 or more games? At least 7 at minimum. Can they do it? I got to hear from you guys on which of these is most likely in the comments. And then also, what are some what ifs for the ACC that y'all have for me that you want answered, or hypotheticals that maybe I missed or just aren't being talked about enough this off season? So, got to hear from you guys in the comments. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. God bless. Love y'all. Roll Tide, and we'll see you next time here at BSM.